This week on the Push Pull Loads podcast, it's Pancake Day, well it was yesterday, and we talk about experimenting and just doing things. Cool. 3, 2, 1. Pancake, Dan, or was?
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hobb, Scarborough.
Who's apparently living a day later than everyone else.
Well, it's Pancake Day as we record this. That's why I said it was.
As we record it, it is.
Yeah. Shrove Tuesday, as it it's now turned into Ash Wednesday. I know there might be some super kinos. I tend to put this on at like 10, 11 p.m. on the Tuesday night. So there might be some super kinos.
Liz just finished off pancake.
So it's just absolutely refreshing. It's like, oh, okay, it's going to come up. Yeah, just pops up.
Here's a question for you, Tom. Bacon and maple syrup pancakes, sweet or savoury? So I was just going to ask you then, did you have sweet or savoury? And then I realised what I had, and I was like, shit, is it? I think it's sweet because anytime you add something sweet to it, the overriding
thing is
sweet.
But would it be as good without the little saltiness of the bacon? Would you? Okay, if you were to.
Okay. Here you go. People would have pancakes with syrup on, but they wouldn't have pancakes with just bacon.
Would they not?
No, they would have pancake with bacon and syrup. You wouldn't have it with just bacon on it.
Go rogue.
But some people have ham and cheese, don't they? So that's.
Yeah, so do you want to see the range of what we just had?
Yeah.
So we went ham and cheese.
Good shout first. Yeah.
Okay, and then that was lean cheese as well.
Well done.
All right, thank you. It was only cheese we had in the house. And then went bacon, an egg, and a chipolata.
Okay.
With.
So American.
Yeah, with what though?
Syrup.
No, I did that in the second one. The first one, I went ketchup and mustard.
On a pancake, I don't think I like that, mate. On a pancake, I don't think I agree with that.
See, this is controversial because she had never done this before as well. So, and I'd done it before. Because you can do like there's hot dogs, right? And there's actually I can't remember which countries it's probably Scandi, that do like potato. Kind of potato pancakey things, and they wrap a hot dog in it, and then it's incredibly similar to a normal pancake, and it just tastes like that. It does taste good, trust me.
Nah, don't think I can board with that.
No, all right, and then so that was that, and then I did the second one. I went syrup, and then I just went full on like. So I didn't. We have got Nutella, but I hadn't opened. Well, that wasn't open. So the open one was goo, like a goo pot.
Yeah.
Of like, and it was like hazelnut like bits in it and stuff. It's good. It's nice. I didn't have any biscuit at this point.
Just gonna throw it out there as our worst pancake ever: lemon juice and sugar.
No, I had one classic. It's all right. It kind of refreshes the palate.
No, Tom, it's the worst.
It refreshes the palate it's the good leveler to go from like what you've done, the nice like savoury ones, and you have that one in the middle, and then you go on to your sweet.
No,
because it just gently goes over. I only had one.
To be fair, I just had bacon and maple syrup. That's all I had today. I just had it at lunchtime.
And also, so this is another kind of. I don't think I've really had this argument that much, but today was the day apparently in terms of Pancake Day. If you were at home, what kind of pancakes would you make? Kind of Americanized pancakes or crepes?
Yeah, American ones.
You would do American ones, whereas I would do crepes.
Yeah, I don't like the crepe ones.
See, but as growing up, what would you have had?
My mum used to make the crepe ones, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So that's what I deem as Pancake Day. I say they're American pancakes, and then you have like they're just normal pancakes.
Yeah, I still can't get over the fact you like lemon and sugar, mate. So
I don't think I'm alone.
I think you are. I think that's a choice.
To be fair, there's not much you can't put. There's probably only banana. I would not really be a fan of.
Banana and caramel sauce?
I'm not a big banana guy.
I
mean, you can ask Chloe. She can definitely.
She can vouch for that. Yeah, I bet. But she doesn't like what you don't like what she does with them anyway. Do you know what I mean? You don't like that. You don't like her going there.
What?
You know.
Who's banana?
Where she would put a banana. You don't want it there.
No, definitely not.
You don't like it there, but whatever.
What's been going on, mate? All good?
Not a lot, mate. We're just cracking on, as always. Just same old, helping all clients, and everyone's looking good and sharp, ready for the photo shoot in June. So that's going well.
Yeah, am I? Thanks, mate.
Yeah. June 2021, maybe for you.
Dan just made me a compliment. He said he thought I'd been tracking my food. It's more likely because I look thinner in the face, apparently. But I shaved. Yeah.
That's literally what it is now. Look at the face. That's what it is. I thought something had changed, and I was like, oh, maybe he's lost weight. No, he hasn't. He's shaved.
I've also triathlon training, which I'm definitely not eating enough calories. I'm finding myself incredibly tired. So.
Hey, get more pancakes in.
This new thing called cardio is shocking.
Yeah, the worst idea in the world.
It's so bad. I mean, what is going on? I did a swim. I've done I've kind of all this bouncing around that I've been doing is really good, but like I turned my ankle like about a month ago. On a, believe it or not, somebody left a big 25 kilo plate out, and I tripped over it and turned my ankle.
Yeah, probably move that out of the way if I was you.
Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, I thought I'd be cool and just step off the edge of it and absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just one of those things, isn't it? You step down a ledge and then your body decides, no, not today. You're not doing that. You've done that a million times. You're not going to do it properly. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean.
I did. Yeah, I've done a few like 5K runs, but they're tragic. I can't stand them. They're so bad. That's where I'm gonna get some time on training. You're meant to train your weaknesses. Don't like training your weaknesses.
I don't do that. That's too much like common sense. That.
I mean, I realise. Yeah, the swim and the run, the cycle, I'm gonna be pretty good at. The run is where I'm gonna lose it. But if you deal it out, like you're spending like half your time on the bike anyway, so I might as well just train all the way there.
Yeah, good. I like your thinking, mate.
It's the longest one. So
I mean, I hate all of it. I wouldn't even entertain the idea of any of it.
No, we're gonna get. We can do a little vouch for. We're gonna try and get Dan to do the Welsh 3000 with us. So that'd be fun, wouldn't it,
mate? Extremely fun.
Yeah, good. You get to spend a whole 24 hours of constant me.
Great. Kill me now.
No naps, mate. No naps. Well, probably a couple of naps, but interesting. Me, lots of people who you also find annoying. Yeah, be good.
Not happening. All
right, mate. What are we talking about today? A little bit of experimenting. Oh, and also balloons. Balloon class.
Yeah, the balloons you sent me. You sent me those balloons, didn't you?
I always think it's funny. I'm not too sure what's that. I don't know. Is it just gimmicks, really? And then you made a post about nutrition.
I did. Well, surprisingly, isn't that? Surprising, that one.
Really?
That was a bit like left field, wasn't it? That one.
A little bit, but yeah, little chat about that. What sparked that topic?
Just a picture, just the picture, mate. It was just a picture of me holding a bagel, and I still can't believe it's a bagel, yeah. And I still can't believe in this day and age that PTs still think that bread makes you fat. It's just like ridiculous. But it is what it is. More work for me and you at the end of the day. But I've had to recently. So I'll tell you, this is what I've done actually today. I've had to mute a lot and unfollow a lot of people on Instagram. I can't hack it anymore. I just can't deal with seeing the shit that I see on a daily basis. I've just got to the point where I don't care enough anymore, and I just have to remove so much of it from my life because I just find myself wasting time getting annoyed about shit that I just don't need to even consider. And if it's not even a part of my life and doesn't even come into my scope of vision, then I'll never have to worry about it. So I basically spent today doing that. Actually, that took me about 20 minutes. So now when I go on Instagram and on my stories, there's about 7 people on there that I can see. I think you're one of them, believe it or not.
It's unfortunate.
I don't know how you manage that. But yeah, it's like I've been like, I think I said it on last week or the week before. I've just been trying to read a lot more. I'm trying to use my time more wisely, and I've had a bit of a realization, I think, of how finite our time is and how much of it's wasted on shit. And I tell you what happened was today I was talking to Mike, and I think just as much as anyone out there, I think it's probably everyone who could benefit from listening to this, really. I am as bad as anyone for comparing myself to things and thinking, oh, I should do more of that, I should be this, I should be that. And the reality is you shouldn't do anything. You can do what the fuck you want to do. There's no should. And I think for the last couple of months, maybe since the turn of the year, I've been too focused on thinking about what I'm doing and how other people would do it, or what other people are doing, and whether I should do something similar or different, or take inspiration from other people. And I realized it wasn't in any way, shape or form doing that for me. So I had to completely remove myself from following a lot of things and seeing things, and get back to doing what I want to do and post stuff that I want to post. And I think the post I posted today was a bit more just tongue-in-cheek about PT saying that bread's bad, and I didn't write it particularly. I didn't sit there and study it and think about how I was writing it or what content I put in. I just wrote something and posted it for the sake of it, kind of thing, just because I think I need a bit more of that going on. And I realise that's a huge tangent, but I think it's important for people to realise. And I also wrote my email about it. Yes, this is going out Wednesday, yesterday. And it was around this whole thing that people just consume too much shit and too much stuff. And PTs are really bad for it. They're notoriously bad for it. They listen to so many podcasts, this one included maybe. They listen to so many things and they don't actually action anything. They just consume information, and they paralyze themselves having so much information, and they never action any of it. And I think it's probably going to segue nicely into the experiment thing you're going to talk about. But it's like people are so obsessed with learning more and taking in more information without actually actioning and doing stuff that they want to do. They just look at someone else doing something, and like I said, I'm guilty of this. They look at someone else doing stuff and they go, oh, I'm going to do that. Look at someone else getting good results, oh, I'm going to do that. And you have no understanding of what the underpinning things going on to get those results are. You have no idea about any of that. And yeah, my email today was just basically like, just saying to people, look, you know enough, probably. Like, you probably know enough to go and do shit. You know it's simple. You know it's basic. The difference between those people who are further on than you is that they're just fucking doing it. And like, they're not sitting there saving more infographics, saving more videos on Instagram, looking at more content. They're doing stuff. They're actioning things. And I think we need to go through cycles like we do with training, where we go through mesocycles of focusing on different body parts, different things. And I think people need to go through cycles of consuming stuff and then actually just cutting it off and going, right, now I've consumed that and I know what I need to do. I'm just going to now spend 12 weeks doing it. And then after the 12 weeks of doing it, go back to consuming stuff again. And I think, again, with like reading and things, like, don't consume social media and stuff that's short-lived and stuff that you hit like and it's a picture and it's a somewhat motivating caption about mindset. Like, read a fucking book. Like, you're going to absorb it, you're going to learn more, you're going to then action more because it's there to refer back to regularly. Absolute rant that I've just gone off on, but anyway, I hope it's useful to someone. I'm sure it might be useful to someone, but it's true, and it is true. And I think I would hate this podcast or any of the content I put out that people feel that it's just lip service, or people feel that it's just stuff that they consume without actioning. I'd like to think we tell people occasionally just to go fucking action it, go and do stuff and come back. And once you've actioned it and figure out if it worked or not, because it's the only way you're going to learn. Like, we say the same things regularly on here. We don't really say much different because we're not bullshitting you. We're just telling you the facts and telling you how it is. So yeah.
Exciting, yeah. Isn't it, mate? Which is outrageously speculative.
That's the thing, is it's not exciting, but I think people believe us more because we keep saying it. And I'd rather be known as a person that's boring, that says the same thing for a year, but people after a year fucking get it and then action it, and then the rest of their lives are not confused anymore, than the people that put out all the shit, change their mind all the time, just do anything to try and get a client or do anything to try and sell a training plan. It's not what we're about. But yeah, anyway, sorry about that.
So obviously that was sparked up by, obviously, some trainers still will say that, or some people, we can leave the general public out of this, but it's generally, a lot of people will say that bread is fattening. Brilliant. Okay, what else is generally given as fattening or bad or whatever?
Oh, just anything like in that UK PTs group, and I'm in a similar one called Gym Outcasts, just as bad.
Oh, we're both in that one. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
And it's like, it'll be like someone will post in there going, "Oh, I'm just finding it hard to lose weight. I hit a plateau," and if someone will put in there, "How many cheats you have in a week?" I'm like, what? What? Are you having too many cheat meals? No. What? Cheat? Are we still talking cheat meals? Are we still doing that now? Are we still there? Are we still talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
still vlog it. Like,
fuck me, like, everyone in that group, it's just like, it's scary, man. Like, someone posted the other day in there, It was hilarious. It was like, been off steroids for a little while, just wondering if I should put creatine in. What? How's that even a question? If you've been on steroids, mate, creatine's gonna do fuck all. Like, in the grand scheme of things, you're not gonna notice a difference. And it's just like, it just gets to me. It just gets to me. So I've had to just, like I said, not consume it, because otherwise I just get all built up with rage. But you hear it all the time. People comment on that post I put out, and PT's telling people that you can't eat potatoes. PT's telling people you can't eat bread, and I get it. They're doing it because they're not smart enough to help these people, like, control their calories and work out. It's about adherence and work life and home life and stress and stuff. So the easiest thing to do is just tell them not to eat potatoes or bread, because guess what? All the best foods in the world have got potato and bread in them.
Oh yeah.
Pizza, burgers, chips, pancakes. Yeah. So like your list goes on and on and on. It's like, yeah. So if you tell someone not to do that, so like someone asked me, how the famous like London PT group called Down. You know that one? Down.
Yeah.
Like, just the opposite of that in letters. Yeah, you know that. Because I know they're good for sending around lawyers about slander and shit. But the reason the reason that they get results with people is they put them on no carb diets, right? And again, what do all foods in London that taste good have in them? And alcohol, carbs. Yeah. So by default, they just remove high calorie foods from people's diets and get results. It's not fucking rocket science, but it's speaking a language that people understand. But it's that whole thing of how long is that going to be sustainable for? How long are you going to be able to not eat carbs for? And it's just lazy PTs and just like lazy shit that they've got the mindset to do it. They've got the ability to never eat that because they're strong-willed enough to want a six-pack and all the stuff that comes with that more than they want to eat chips or have a beer or whatever. But 99% of us don't have that. We don't have that mindset, and they can't comprehend that. They don't get it, and it's just a bit weird.
Putting yourself in your client's shoes massively, isn't it? Because it's just otherwise, you're never going to win. You're just like, why don't you be like me? Well, they don't have your exact lifestyle, your job, your anything, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's tough to realize from both angles. You're like, oh, I want to look like you. I want to do things that you do. You're probably the client saying that, and you're like, well, that's virtually impossible. But we can accommodate in certain ways. But we're not going to copy someone's day. I think it's where PTs have just got it so far wrong in that they think that they have to look that way or look a certain way. And I think that actually, we've talked about this loads of times, as a PT, you need to be relatable to your client. I think it's whomever your clientele is going to be, you have to be relatable to them, basically. I think there's 100% obviously a market for the incredibly jacked and like massive or whatever, but I can speak from one of the people who decides whether people work for Third Space or not. We tend to not to go for that massive jacked look because we know it can be intimidating. We'd probably only have about maybe one of those guys or girls per club, maybe like that, and they tend to have all the bodybuilders or whatever, and they go towards them, so that ends up being their demographic, but it's also a very small demographic. And usually the case of our guys, and I would assume most of the population, they want to train with somebody who vaguely, I've been told, I think it was a backhanded compliment, but yeah, I like training because you'd like when I said I was like first starting with PT with my friends, like no, he's normal. He's normal, not massive. I'm like, well, thanks.
Mate, you are very normal. Exactly
it's like he's normal, like he's obviously slightly strong. I'm like slightly, Jesus. But yeah, I was like, thanks, jeez. Yeah, but it's not scary. So it tends to be that people are more drawn to. They want to have a normal conversation, a normal session, that kind of stuff, be attainable.
But I think as well but if you're in pretty decent shape and you show them, look, I had a burger at the weekend with a pint of beer, they're like, hang on a minute, we can do this. Like,
you're like, what's your secrets? I've just eaten at least 8 to 10 pancakes.
It's just lazy PT, and it's just lazy, like in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, there comes a point in most people's diets where if you want to get to a certain level of leanness and your calories, you're going to have to cut down your carbohydrates as a rule because you have to cut down calories. But to say that any of them are bad or that they're banned or that they're making you fat or anything like that, it's
just on a note. So we prove we're real people and not like gym buddies. How many protein pancakes do you have today?
0.
How many did I have?
Well, you had I know I had bacon with it. I kind of
in the no.
Oh, you mean in it? Sorry.
In the mix, mate. Did you put protein powder in your mix?
I did not. No.
I did not either.
Mike did though. Mike had protein pancakes.
But he's such a bro though, isn't he?
He's dieting though, to be fair. And also on the menu of the place we're at, it had the calories on, and the protein pancakes were 500 calories less. No, sorry, they were only 500, and I had 850, so 350 less. So it was a smart decision. But I think the whole thing with the pancakes is just taken far too extreme, isn't it? Like I saw one the other day. Mike showed it to me today, and it was on his story, and it was just like a PT that he follows. And it was like a written Instagram story, and it was like a rant, and it was like, if any of my fucking clients ask for a pancake, I swear to God, I'm going to fucking go mad. It's called fucking mindset. It's just a fucking pancake. Like, get your head out your ass. I was like, if it's just a pancake, let them have one then. Like, why are you doing that if it's just a pancake? Like, I just find it bonkers that like, people are stupid. Like a lot of PTs are stupid. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's cut it to the chase. They're just not smart, and they think that you can't have a pancake and everything. And it's like, I just think people need to understand like life and how these things fit in, and PTs just don't ever get it. They just don't get that someone doesn't want to go to the gym every day and doesn't want to eat chicken and rice. They don't get it. They can't put themselves in that position. They're like, well, just change. They don't want to change, mate. They don't need to change. And that's where I think as a PT, you have to stick to your values, but you have to show it. And I'm really bad at this. I need to get better at showing more of what I do, because I only show when I'm having the pancakes or whatever, but I don't show the fact I skip breakfast and then for dinner just had chicken, rice and fucking pepper. Do you know, like I need to be better at showing that side. I don't think people believe you when you do it and stay in shape.
Black pepper or a pepper?
No, as in a pepper, red pepper.
Okay, cool.
Pepper.
Yeah. I was about to say, that's a really boring meal.
Yeah. Right. Well, no, but it was like pretty boring. Like the rice is flavored.
It's fine, but because you put the pepper in, you were like, I need some colour. Well, exactly. That was what you were going. You were like, I need some
vegetables. Yeah. But it's just, I think I'm bad at it. I need to show more of what I do on a daily basis and stuff. But I think it's
nobody wants that, because
that's what I think. Well, that's what I think. But I don't know. I think people want to see that that it's like that. Otherwise, the PTs that are grinding, eating their chicken and rice every day, that's not how it's done.
No, well, that's boring. Anyway, you were then a segue into experimentation. Anyway, I think what I vaguely wanted to chat about was because it's been over. I don't know. When was the last time you PT'd in a gym properly? 4 years.
A long time, yeah.
4 years maybe, but I'd 100% think you would naturally do this without meaning to or go through the process of it. So number one is kind of new PTs coming to, obviously my job as an educator or mentor or whatever is to answer questions and stuff. And I think probably I do always ask the question back and try and make that. I do self-discovery learning, so I try and make them. They probably know the answer, but let's try and help them get there. To a lot of the guys, I'd rather not just preach. But sometimes somebody will just come to me with like knee pain issues, exercises, go, and I'm like, don't know the client, don't know anything, don't know this, don't know what the history is, whatever, and they're just looking for just a direct answer, and I'm like, so I think as a PT. And we talked about this a few weeks ago, just like go and do some research before asking somebody who's meant to be your mentor. So come to them with the ideas of what you think is correct and why you think it's correct. And if it is correct, then it's the shortest little conversation in the world. It's like, yeah, do that. Cool. Amazing. Which I think it's got to get better as like kind of new PTs, if you're out there and you kind of have to report to a mentor or boss or whatever. It's the whole boss thing. Come with solutions, not questions. If you've got like a thing. Like problems, that's it. Come with solutions to a problem. Don't just come with a problem. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I think that is really. I think it's really important is to have that.
To have a little mindset of like, actually, I could probably solve this myself, and then go, is this correct? To somebody you respect or would think would know, and then if they say, yeah, it's probably all right, then go do it, 100%. But yeah, we were talking about experimenting with exercise. So I was running a few seminars and. It kind of I realize it's to new trainers and whatever, but it kind of resonated with me that people or trainers or whatever don't experiment with the exercise libraries that they've already got. And maybe because they're in a new gym, a new environment, especially, it can probably be intimidating. And I hold myself accountable for that. With some of the exercises I probably do, they're like, whoa, I don't even know what that's for, or why are you doing it that way, or what's happening there. And probably I'd slightly change something that I feel like, that would probably be better for this guy, or I'll slightly change a grip, or slightly widen a leg, or I don't know. The big ones are like plank holds and like little quadruped positions, where I'll start making people do stuff during that and pushing them around. Or I'm playing around with med ball competitions and just having fun, basically, and experimenting with new ideas and how you can manipulate different movements and explosivities, tempos, all this kind of stuff. And I don't think many people do. I don't see anybody kind of like experimenting on random exercises. And I feel like it's like a discovery-based learning tool as well. You're like, oh, well, why does that do that? And then you can kind of apply maybe your anatomy knowledge or your physiology knowledge to be like, all right, if I was in a quadruped position, so that's just like a bear crawl position on the floor. If I raise one arm, where's that going to really hurt? Like hold it for like 5 or 6 seconds. Is that going to be more on one hip to the other? Is that going to be able to play? If I put a load in there, can I move that load around? Can I start touching other stuff? And you suddenly got a little bit more of an exercise bank that you can play around with. And it just seemed to me that new trainers seem to be a little bit scared of not experimenting with their clients, but experiment on yourself first, see what it feels like, and then apply it to the client. And then suddenly you've got the rationale.
I think it comes back to the whole thing about consuming and doing and stuff. It's like people are waiting to have like it all verified and checked, or waiting for someone they respect to do it first. And it's like, well, no, why didn't again?
Well, you be the guy. You be the guy that did it first.
It's like Palaf presses is named after that Palaf guy, right? And I know Mike Bill hates calling him Palaf, but obviously he's popularized that because he just thought one day, I'm going to try that.
Yeah. He was like, I need something to work here, and it's like, what happens? Yeah. What happens when I flex or push out from the shoulder? And he's just gone, that probably works.
Like Dean Somerset did it the other day with the vertical one. I was like, genius. Can't even think of that. And he was like, good exercise. And like, okay, cool, adds to it. And I think by experimenting, you're taking out that process whereby, of course, they're not all going to be home runs. Of course, some of them are going to be stupid. And you're going to go, what was a crap idea? But you're one step closer to being the person who knows more by doing that and trying it.
And then if it sucks, then you'll understand why. And you'll be like, oh, why did that blow? Why was it not good? Why did that not work? And then you suddenly got a little bit of found knowledge of what you can't do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, as long as you're not standing one-legged on a bocce ball with doing stuff, you're going to be all right. It's that whole thing of, it's like you say, taking away contact point. It's adding in a small load, making a lever longer. What happens if you add the load further away from the fulcrum and all that sort of stuff?
Axis.
Axis. It's having the understanding of how either holding onto a wall or using a TRX for a single leg deadlift is going to make a difference for someone. Who would you use one for, not the other one? How would you change that? How would you alter that? All that sort of stuff, like whether you'd use a kettlebell or a barbell, or whether you would experiment with other things. And it's all that sort of stuff that people need to, like you said, try. And I just keep coming back to it. Like, again, that for me, spending more time doing stuff rather than just going, I'll keep learning more and then I'll wait and then I'll do it. No, just do it. Just try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I think we're reasonably good at. We'd be like, all right, there's a program, let's try it. Let's try the 5-3-1. Let's try the 5x5. Let's try the 2x4. Let's try some bodylifting. Let's try some bodybuilding. Let's try some GVT. Let's try this. And probably a case of, I'm going to go 75% of the population, for training population anyway, will stick to somewhere between 8 to 12 reps. And because that's all they get told from Men's Fitness or Men's Health, and of very statutory. And I see it in interviews all the time. It's kind of like not even safe exercises, because it would be like, all right, you've got a brand new client, I'm going to do bent over rows. You're like, hang on a minute, no, on the end of spectrum of rows, that's the hardest one you can do. So why the hell are we started there? Yeah, but that's what they got taught in PT3. It's not right. But that's a case of like.
The other day when I wrote a program the other day, and I was like, I think it's Bulgarian split squats, and over a 4-week cycle, the rep ranges went 10. So 3 sets, it was 10-8-6. And then it was like 9-7-5, and they were like, "Is that a typo?" I was like, "What?" They're like, "Well, I've never done 7 reps before." I was like, "What?" or 9 actually. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "What?" You know, and you just have that. Oh yeah, of course I forgot.
You're like, imagine you're doing 10 reps, but you're going to stop before the last one.
Yeah.
I know it's incomprehensible to some people, but that can happen.
They couldn't comprehend that. And then on the next week, obviously, then I went to 864, and they couldn't comprehend that they were doing four reps on a Bulgarian squat. They're like, why? I was like, why not? I was like, well, you do it on a normal squat. Yeah, on a normal squat, yeah, it'd be all right. Why not on a Bulgarian squat? Or why not? Like, what's the difference? And it's just like looking like that questioning of like, oh yeah, they don't know why not. And it's people are so warped by what is considered normal by these things, and it just, I think you have to, and that's why for me, I don't get many questions on it from clients because they just kind of do it because they're told to do it, I suppose. But you do occasionally get the old, what? Why am I doing that? Like, I'm doing a single leg hip thrust, yeah, and I'm not doing any reps. I'm just counting how long I'm at the top for. I'm timing it, yeah. Just hold it 20 seconds, yeah. And they can't comprehend that they're not like supposed to move. And
one rep.
I was like,
that's big for the like isometric work, the isometric like split squat holds and stuff, or the heel elevate holds that I do. I'm like, yeah, you're just gonna stay there. What? Yeah. Hands away. Do stuff with your hands. Don't really mind. Do this. It's like, I'm just going to walk off over here. You're going to be in agony, FYI, in about 20 seconds. Okay.
It's just, I think it's just challenging that state. It's quite like you said, and it's having, and I get it. I think if you're going for an interview or you're going for an initial starting position, you don't want to go too far out the norm.
Like, especially within, say, we have a good, safe environment for learning, and we're never going to be like, no, that's stupid. We're going to be like, well, why did you think that? What came to that conclusion? Where have you learnt that? Or why do you think? Like, I think that's wrong, but let's think, why do I think it's wrong? Or what can we help you with? So it'd be interesting. So the things I would, if you're starting to think, actually, yeah, that might be a little bit fun, the things I would start to look at are like plank and core positions are big to play around with, like we said, the Pallof presses and the Somerset stuff. And I do like plank holds and loads of crap, and moving limbs is a big one in all the various ranges.
Speaking of this, I did Pallof presses, didn't I? And as I was holding the attachment, I realised that when I play basketball, I'm far more likely to hold out one arm at a time and have to hold that position, like hold someone, than have two hands there. So I was like, right, I'm just going to do one hand. I just did it with one hand. I was like, the other hand was by the side.
Then you could do it from either side as well, because you could do one arm with pulling isometric or pushing isometric. And you're like, hang on a minute. Explaining that there's different types of, there's hold or like push against or pull against without moving isometric contractions, like in terms of, direction of force, is like, I thought it was just a hold. Yeah, but there's still force going somewhere. You have to hold it against something, pushing something without moving.
Like, I was doing it and I was like, how many sports does this apply to? Like just holding a position, static position, and having one arm out or the other arm out. Like you said, even holding off people in football, you'd have the other arm, the opposite arm holding them out. You'd have to be able to use that and hold them off. And I was just like, people don't think like this stuff. They just kind of go, just do like a side plank. When you ever lying down on the floor sideways on a football pitch, you're not like
do a side plank. But in the side plank, like I make people put their fist up and then pull, do some like rows and stuff, and like do some adduction, move their hip. Generally speaking, if they're in a side plank, they're probably going to do some, I don't know, I might make them do like a sprint mechanic or like a hip flexion mechanic. So their knees and to their chest and back down, their top one. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool. They're doing something. It's a lot more exciting than just holding a side plank. And they're still going to do this. So I start, with the core stuff, I think it's really easy to start to manipulate because there's so many points of contact that if you remove one, then suddenly something's going to start working, and then put a dumbbell or a kettlebell, move it around.
And most people need core strength while doing other things. They don't need
100%. Yeah, they don't be like
moving. Like, they don't just stay still. Like most people,
I've got to drag it over here or something like that. You're like, yeah.
Even with like people say, oh yeah, core work, you need your core for good squats and stuff. Like, yeah, you do. Yeah, but do you know what you're doing when you're doing that? You're moving your legs and you're moving, like you're moving. So you're gonna have to get used to that. Be able to dissociate two things.
The next one I think another thing would be playing around with stances as well. I feel like beach dancing, wide dancing, and just kind of seeing what fits you, whether it's squats and split squats and all this kind of stuff. And don't be scared to be like, all right, why is this? Because in the beach dance stuff, it's like on toe, on heel. Can I lift my toe up? Can I push my little like? So I was manipulating a farmer's walk today, So normal queuing, like heavy kettlebells, like lads lifting like 28s, and he's taking them out, chest up, take them away from your body, don't let them hit your sides, normal thing. And then my queuing for farmers walks is train track walking. So I want them to walk as if they're on a train track. So it's like femurs right underneath your hips, right? So it's just legs straight down, no tight roping is what I say. But then I start to notice he's putting massive like inversion. So his ankle's rolling in and he's spending far too much time onto there. So I'm like, all right, well, we need a cue. We need to somehow accommodate this. So I'm like, all right, Paul, I want you to walk only planting your little toe. I was like, I want you to drive the little toe down. We're going to walk on the edges of our feet, okay, on that bit. Because I know for a fact that you can't control that. But he's then has put more pressure on there. And suddenly we've probably got something that looks more aesthetically pleasing. And he's not going into massive inversion. And maybe that's a cue for the future for him. But it's also a slightly different, I don't know, farmer's walk. And he found it fucking hard. But yeah, it was slightly different cueing. So farmer's carries as well, different grips. Boom, boom, up, carries. Hold it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, you can supinate. Bonkers. Supinate during a farmer's carry. Go palms facing forwards. Actually feels quite nice. It's like, loaded down. But yeah, start to experiment. I think it's needed, and then video it. See if then go to your mentor or who do you and be like, was this cool? What do you think happened here? And they'd be like, oh, cool, I'm stealing it, 100%. Yeah. Oh, Alexa's just woken up.
Alexa off.
You're in my headphones, mate.
Oh,
I'm not too sure. It could be Chloe from the other room, to be fair. So that'd be awkward. All right, mate. I'm not going to talk about plyometrics because we're going to go on for too long.
No.
We'll do a whole.
That's enough.
We'll
That's enough to digest for one day.
I mean, yeah, we should really talk about. I think I promised to talk about plyometrics and programming at some point. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a couple of boring episodes, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's your job to make them fun, Tom.
So yeah.
Don't have that attitude, mate.
All right, mate. Any other business?
No, none from me.
None from you. There's none from me as well. We enter Oh yeah, I'll be on CFSC this weekend, which is Mike Boyle's strength accreditation, I think. We're getting Kevin Carr, I think he's 10% shareholder of Mike Boyle's education system. He's the guy that teaches all of it. He's coming down on Saturday, Sunday, so it should be exciting. I think Saturday is everybody, about 20, 25 people. Sold out, obviously, within a day. Yes. It's all good. And then the Sunday, we get some special treatment, just 4 of us. We'll see what's going on. We'll release that at a later date. We'll see what's going on. Yeah, be fun, mate. I'll report back, see what it is. Bear in mind that I do most of that training anyway. But I might get to use I haven't used one of these since football. Because in the accreditation, you have to learn how to do ladder drills.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm like,
don't look down.
I don't think Mike Boyle really particularly likes them, but I think it's that old school that there might be some stuff in there like that. Yeah, he's probably changed his mind a little bit. It's just goblet squat, do some pulling, use a Kaiser, and then your jobs are good for Mike Boyle, pretty much. Basically, that's training. Kaiser goblet squats. So, cool, mate. That's on my end. I've got to plan a day off at some point. Otherwise, that'd be 12 days in a row.
Yeah, you love it, mate. You love fitness, so.
Do I? Well,
yeah.
You tell me that, mate. Keep that coming at me. I need it. I need the energy. All right. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week.
See you later.